finishing off my video about ice cream in Ogden to combine with my video of Cold Stone Creamery that I made earlier at the end of last summer. So let's go and talk a little bit about this historic building and how ice cream has evolved from what it was back then. The London Ice Cream Parlor, named after Belle London, one of Ogden's most notorious madams, and used the London Ice Cream Parlor as a front for one of her brothels located on the upper level. This store was probably built in 1882, 1883. So when Belle London came to Ogden in 1889, she built this amazing empire, which ended up being Electric Alley, the red light district of Ogden City. London's front for her brothel that fronted as an ice cream parlor and was the gateway behind, well, the top rooms were used for cribs, but behind led into Electric Alley via this little spot right here. So this little alley that gave access to the red light district behind it, called Electric Alley, was created in the 1890s by special arrangement by the restaurant and the ice cream parlor next door. So it was created by Belle London to create access to the red light district behind it, or Electric Alley as they called it. This was where the clients, this was created by Belle London, and the clients that were coming to the red light district behind it and above the businesses. This is the little discreet alleyway that these two businesses created for the purpose of clients to access the red light district or Electric Alley, which was where this parking lot is today, this huge parking lot. This was all just chock full of buildings, cribs, subdivided into rooms large enough for a bed, and this whole area. And then if you look at the back of these buildings, you'll see old stairwells. Here's a good example of some of the, and also the cribs were above the businesses. So this is a good example right here. And so I just walked through the alley, and this is a really good example of some of the stairwells that are left that go up to the cribs. So they were above all the businesses, and then behind this was the red light district. And here's some more examples. So this is behind 25th Street. And if you walk up and down right here, you'll see a lot of those access stairwells. So the clients can come up behind the building. They don't have to do it in front of everyone on 25th Street. And so here's some examples of that. But there's a lot of buildings that have that example. This building, this is behind 25th Street. When you walk out along the way, it's a pretty good example of some of what the brothels were like above the businesses. And the alley is just down there where I walked out of before. So Belle London was probably at one time the most powerful person in Ogden, if not one of them. And so here, I'm standing here right now, but she considered herself an advocate for women when women didn't have a lot of options for jobs. She knew that this was one of their only options in that time. And so she felt like she was giving women some kind of an opportunity for work. So Belle London, like I said, was an advocate for women, considered herself an advocate for women. She was so good at what she did. And she actually had a medical exam for every girl every 10 days. So she was very health conscious and aware. She had planned to build a hospital on site, which she ended up going to Salt Lake. It ended up getting torn down. And it is said that when new girls came to her for work, she offered instead to pay their fees to attend the vocational school. So when Belle London came to Ogden in 1889, she built this amazing empire, which ended up being Electric Alley, the red light district of Ogden City. So Belle London, as I said, she was pretty incredible that she offered these girls medical exams every 10 days, or required it every 10 days. And when new girls first came to her for work, she offered instead to pay their fees to attend the state vocational school and not go down the path of prostitution, which is pretty amazing. Here's our beautiful mountains, and then we go right back out onto 25th Street to some of the best historic buildings right here, and down to the Union Station. So something that's really interesting about Belle London, she was so good at what she did that for a short time, Salt Lake City, about 30 minutes from Ogden, the government leaders in Salt Lake City started experimenting with their problem with prostitution, and they made an official government sanctioned block of prostitution. And the woman that they chose to run this block was Belle London, and they recruited her to Salt Lake from Ogden, reportedly the notorious woman of Ogden, and she put $20,000 of her own funds towards the venture. So this became the only state-sanctioned madam in Utah history. Okay guys, this is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed learning a little more about Ogden and its history and some of its interesting facts, and all about how ice cream has evolved quite a ways here in Ogden. Hope to see you again next time.